NBC7 News Today starts now.
A chilly and wet weekend in San Diego. Here's a live look at the storm hitting us right now. And as you can see with the radar, it's going to be raining all morning.
And it rained just about all night, too. It caused some major problems on the roads and also some damage in parts of the county.
Meantime, in Northern California, the storm is delivering a powerful punch in the form of snow to the mountains, and this is what drivers in Tahoe are facing on what is already a busy traffic weekend because of Thanksgiving. We have complete coverage of this winter storm. Ramon Galindo is live in Vista this morning with a look at some of the crashes the rain caused. But first, Vanessa is tracking the storm for us, and tell us what's going on out there.
Well, we're going to show you first a 6-hour loop of that radar. So here's what happened early this morning and actually what's happening right now. So some scattered showers moving through the region. Here's a bigger picture of what the state of California is looking like. That is some serious snow to our northern parts of the state. But zooming back into San Diego, looking at a live look at the radar right now, you can see a pretty good band of showers just rolled through Oceanside and Encinitas, the north coastal county areas, and it is moving through to Escondido and will eventually push out a little further east over our mountain areas. We do have a high wind warning for the immediate coastline and for our inland valley areas. So this is pretty rare. We don't typically see any wind advisories along the coast, along the immediate coastline, but we also have a wind advisory in effect in that brown area over the mountains and over for part of the desert areas. So very gusty conditions. We saw some damage overnight last night, so even gustier winds are expected today, and also a better chance for showers as we get through these early parts of the day. And then as we get into the afternoon, evening hours, the showers will taper off. But if you are headed out the door, grab that jacket and grab that umbrella, but be careful with your umbrella because it will be so windy that you might not be able to use it in some parts of the area and some parts of the county throughout the day today.
And with more rain expected, drivers will want to pay extra attention to those dangerous driving conditions out there because over the past 18 hours, we've been tracking a huge jump in crashes because of the slick roads.
NBC7's Ramon Galindo is in Vista with more on the problems being caused by the weather.
Yeah, good morning, Vanessa. We're out here in Vista where we got hit by a downpour just a little while ago. Things are starting to clear up a little bit, but obviously still really slick roads. This was the scene of a crash last night. Things have cleared up. There's still a little bit of damage left behind, some broken glass, but as the wet roads continue this morning, police and highway patrol are expecting to respond to a lot more crashes this morning. Now, this is what things looked like last night here in Vista. When deputies arrived, they found the car had slid sideways on a wet road and crashed. That driver, he was trapped inside. It took a little time for firefighters to get him out. The driver did have serious injuries, but he is going to survive. From the North County down to the south, slick roads causing traffic issues all over the place. Late last night, several cars collided in Kearny Mesa. This scene is from an area where the 15 and the 163 connect. All the southbound lanes were shut down for a time. An infant and the child's parents, they were taken to the hospital to be treated. And it wasn't just there. Up in Fallbrook, a tree fell over on South Mission Road near Green Canyon Road. The tree also hit some power lines. One car did hit the tree, but the driver wasn't hurt. The Highway Patrol helped direct traffic throughout the evening while crews worked through the night to clear the roads. Now, back out here live, we are in the North County as we were driving from the NBC7 studios in Kearny Mesa up the 15, slick roads throughout, and there was some fog in Escondido. So if you are going out, you're going to drive somewhere this morning, just be aware the roads are going to be slick, so slow down a little bit, just be aware of the dangerous conditions. For now, we're in Vista. Ramon Galindo, NBC7.
Plenty of homeowners are in cleanup mode this morning, including one because of the rain that you're seeing right here. The storm forcing the uprooting of a tree, and it fell directly on top of one family's van outside their Claremont home. They say although the storm was quick, it left its mark, including all of those branches scattered across their front yard.
We all came out and just tried to help as we could, but in the beginning it was still raining pretty heavily, so there wasn't much we could do. Nothing like that has ever happened before, so yeah, it was pretty insane.
The family says they are thankful their van only had minor damage.
New this morning, the hikers stranded in Beaver Hollow Valley in the East County have been rescued. 3 men went missing around 6 last night after the rain trapped them near a waterfall. Sheriff's deputies found them at about 9 o'clock. San Diego Fire Copter 2 and a Coast Guard helicopter both responded but couldn't rescue the hikers due to the weather. The hikers were finally rescued at 1:30 this morning. One had a cut on his hand and a head injury, but all 3 refused medical attention. And you can count on NBC 7 for the latest weather updates. And when we are not on air, you can stay up to date by downloading the NBC 7 app. Get up-to-the-minute weather alerts with interactive maps and video forecasts.
People in Cuba have already started their 9 days of mourning for former President Fidel Castro. The leader of the Cuban Revolution died Friday night at age 90, and some people went to church. Public events were called off and many businesses shut down. In Miami's Little Havana, meantime, a different scene, thousands cheering the end of an era. Funeral plans call for Castro's ashes to travel across the island after a mass gathering Tuesday at Havana's Revolution Plaza. And here in San Diego, Castro's death brings out some different emotions like hope and happiness for Cuban Americans. The laughter you heard right there, part of a celebration marking the end of heartache and oppression under Castro. During the Cuban Revolution in 1959, Daniel Mera says his grandfather told his grandmother to leave Cuba and to stay in the United States for safety. When Castro rose to power, the couple never saw each other again. Mera, along with his friends, family, and strangers at Andre's Latin American Market, see Castro's death as a sign of new opportunity.
Hard to rejoice when somebody dies, but when someone has caused so much harm. He had an iron grip on the people and the island for so long.
Castro's brother Raul remains president, but he has said he'll retire in 2018.
Meantime, President-elect Donald Trump took to Twitter to react to the news of the death of former Cuban president. His tweet was just 4 words, quote, "Fidel Castro is dead." He then went on to say, quote, "Fidel Castro's legacy is one of the firing squad's theft, unimaginable suffering, poverty, and the denial of fundamental human rights." The push for election recounts continue, and now Hillary Clinton's campaign says it will join Green Party candidate Jill Stein's efforts. Stein raised millions of dollars to have votes counted again in Wisconsin. She's also pledged to pursue additional recounts in Pennsylvania and Michigan. Clinton's campaign added it will also participate in those recounts if Stein pursues them. President-elect Trump condemned the recount, calling it a scam.
New this morning, 1 person is dead and 9 others hurt after a shooting in the crowded French Quarter of New Orleans. The shooting happened early this morning on iconic Bourbon Street after the weekend's Bayou Classic football game. 2 people have already been arrested for possession of firearms, but police say it's unclear if they were the shooters. Police also say the circumstances surrounding the shooting are unknown. New Orleans Mayor Mitch Landrieu called the shooting senseless and tragic.
It's totally unacceptable. I mean, the violence just continues to spin out of control with people brandishing weapons whenever they think they can, and it's really unfortunate.
Well, police have arrested 8 people with possession of firearms over the past 24 hours. Some of those people not believed to be involved in this. They just say they're making it clear downtown New Orleans, Bourbon Street, the French Quarter, it's not the place to bring a firearm. A federal judge has cleared the way for jury selection to begin tomorrow in the high-profile case of Dylan Roof. Roof is charged in the shooting deaths of 9 black parishioners at a South Carolina church last year. Yesterday, the judge announced Roof was competent to stand trial. He could face the death penalty if convicted.
It's been months of negotiations between union nurses and Sharp Healthcare, and there's still no agreement. Nurses in several local hospitals could go on strike as early as tomorrow. They're demanding higher wages, but Sharp claims the union has already turned down several offers for a raise. In the latest negotiations, the union proposed to require all registered nurses to join the union, and if any nurse didn't pay their union dues, the hospital would have to fire them. But that didn't go through either. In case of a strike, Sharp Healthcare says it already has a plan.
We have contracted with a nurse agency that will be providing us replacement nurses for those nurses who do honor the strike.
If an agreement is not reached, the nurse union says it plans to picket outside Sharp Hospital starting tomorrow in Chula Vista, La Mesa, Coronado, and Kearney Mesa, day and night. And we'll be tracking this winter-like storm for you all morning long. And with all this rain, it seems like a good day to stay inside and watch some football.
Hey, sounds like a plan for me.
Right now, the Chargers are in Houston getting ready to take on the Texans, but one key player didn't make the trip. Our Derek Togerson explains the impact it could have both on the field and in the locker room.
Meantime, we're always bracing for the big one here in California, whether it be drills, preparedness kits, or evacuation plans. But that's not the case when it comes to earthquake insurance, why some San Diegans say they're opting out. You're watching NBC 7 News Today. It's 7:10.
The Goods deliver San Diego's best experiences. Right now, Yogurt in North Park is offering delicious frozen yogurt and tasty drinks for a very special price. Get the goods at thegoods.com.